And with negative numbers there, children, let's just take a look at this. Draw yourself a nice little number line, and I believe we've discussed this before, but it doesn't hurt us to do it again. Mostly what we've dealt with in our young mathematical lives
maybe the mouse is messing around with the
What's
a mouse.
is the mouse on something?
Mouse is
Anyway, back to this here. Mostly we deal with all of these numbers here, starting at 0 going to the right. Okay, and these are all the positive numbers going this way. Okay, but there is a whole world of as many numbers on the other side of that number line as there is on that right side, and those would be the negative numbers. Yes, it's not sitting on something flat. It's not moving? Okay.
I don't even see it.
So here, in the negative numbers that go on this side are a mirror image of the positive numbers. In other words, it starts at -1 and they go up in the other direction. Okay? And when you do these negative numbers, they can be slightly confusing because if you think about this, when we talk about positive numbers, if you do 2 compared to 5, okay, 5 is bigger. Any number to the right of another number is always bigger than that number. 1 is bigger than 0, 2 is bigger than 1, 3 is bigger than 1. 4 is bigger than anything that falls on the left side of it. And that's the same thing that's true with negative numbers. Okay? 0 is bigger than any negative number you would write. You could write -75. 0 is bigger than that number because -75 would fall way, way over here. 0 is to the right of that. It's a little like thinking about money. Okay, money, negative numbers is like money you owe. You know, if you owe somebody $75, that's really bad compared to not owing them anything. So it's, you have more money if you have $0 than if you owe somebody $75. And that kind of helps think about that. So you have to be careful, you know, on problems like this. What's, you know, if you have -2 compared to -3, is -2 greater than -3 or less than -3? -2 would be bigger than -3. But when you do positive numbers, is +2 bigger than 3? No. No, it's the other way around. So you have to kind of keep your mind thinking that way. And the other thing, oh, by the way, all of these numbers right here on this number line are called integers. Integers are the positive and negative whole numbers. Okay, there's no fractions, there's no decimals, they are all of the positive and negative whole numbers. That's what an integer is. We'll talk a lot about those next year, but this year a little bit there. And the other thing you have to be careful with is this. Let's say I've got 8 minus 6 and 6 minus 8. Here is another use for our beloved number line. Let's do this. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do subtraction on the number line. When you subtract numbers, you just go backwards. For example, 8 minus 6. If you start at 8, start here at your 8 and go back 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where we end up with the number 2. Well, where do I end up if I take 6 minus 8? If I start here at 6 and come back 8 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you end up with a -2. Thank goodness that's over. Okay. Now, what you'll notice is, what do you notice that's alike here? 8 minus 6 and 6 minus 8 both give you 2's. It's just that in this one, you're taking more away than you started with, so that's why it ends up being negative. And that rule holds true for anything. If I have 15 minus 8 and 8 minus 15, I am going to get 7 for both of those, except for the one where I'm taking away more than I started with, I'm going to get a -7. So if I started at 8 and walked back 15 places, it would take me 8 to get to 0, and then I'd go back another 7, which would get me back to -7. So when you get a big problem like this, you know, if I gave you 372 minus 1,639, to find the answer, first of all, you're taking away a bigger number from a smaller number, correct? Yes, Mr. Hunt, we are.
Yes, sir, we are.
So you're gonna get a negative number, but how do I know what negative number that is? Alex?
First take 1,639 and subtract or minus.
We take the small one away from the big one, and that's how much, oops, sorry, that's how much negative. Sorry, this is 513, so it's at 6. You end up being 1,267 negative. Okay. If we had a really long number line and you could get to 372 and you counted back 1,639 places, which would take you a little while, you would end up being way back here. That one there. What do you think? Does that seem pretty exciting to most?
Yes, Mr. Hunt.
There. Finally, somebody